Okay. Usually we wait
Hi,
for
people.
like about 30 seconds for people to come in, but you can actually share.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fine.
We're live here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hey guys. Welcome to a new episode of Ho Interview. Two very handsome guys here. They're gonna share the scope. Hey Letterman.
All right.
Okay. Sure. So great. All right. So if you guys haven't been to an episode of Ho Interview, this is what I love to do. In fact, this is almost going to be, I don't know, my second profession. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And so we have Ignacio today. And if you notice his emoji, it's actually his birthday today. So you guys would want to say happy birthday to him. And then we have Takeshi on the right.
Hi, everyone.
And the two of them are actually the founders of an app in Hong Kong that they are developing, which is called SmartCasual. So if you want to check out the app, you can actually check it out on the App Store. And you also have it in Google Play?
Not yet.
Not yet in Google Play.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. But in App Store, you can actually download the app SmartCasual, which I have downloaded and check it out. It's actually pretty cool. So why don't you start telling us what is this app about?
Sure.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting followers, by the way.
All right. So this app is a marketplace for opportunities. Ever wonder like how can I meet a designer from Apple or an engineer from Google? It was quite difficult to do that. I can't do a cold call or cold message on LinkedIn saying, hey, I just want to have casual chat with you. It'll look awkward and there's a lot of procrastination on should I do it or should I not. So this is a place where you can find your opportunity to meet somebody new. Through this app, you can see great talents behind great companies, and you manage to have an offline meeting through our app.
Yeah.
And why is it called SmartCasual?
Well, the reason is because we were thinking a lot of LinkedIn and the way it's like professional networking, very professional. You see the profile pictures, everybody was like with tie and very, very formal.
Yeah.
And nowadays, I think young people want to interact in different ways. They don't want to do like the whole tie thing. They're more casual. So we want to do a new way of doing professional networking, and we thought, why not bring the level of seriousness down a little bit, make it more smart casual and make it more approachable to people to just have a very quick message and say, hey, let's have a casual coffee, and that hence the name.
Okay. And if you were to compare it with Tinder, how would you say the difference is? Because that was my first impression of that.
There are people trying to do Tinder-like professional networking, so you can view the professional profile and swipe right and left.
Yeah.
There are apps like that. The feeling is that it's so similar to Tinder. And then when it comes to professional networking, it's not about the face, or it's not really about their resume or whatever that title is. It's more about that person. So the instinct is like, you won't make a quick decision to meet this person just like swipe left and right. I want to know a little bit more about about himself. Maybe what's his goal, what he want to do. So we think the interface actually doesn't work so well on professional networking if we did it similar to Tinder. We have to do it differently.
Yes. And so someone was asking that if they want to download the app, it's actually, you search SmartCasual in one word.
One word, yeah.
And it's available on App Store, but not yet on Google, coming up on Google Play.
Correct.
Yes. And so, and I've actually looked into the app, and the interesting thing about the app, I feel like, is there's an offline element in it that you want to encourage people to meet outside of the online space. Why do you think that's important?
I think that's actually one of our differentiators as well. If you look at the other apps that look like Tinder-like, swipe left and right, people is kind of encouraged to make a very quick decision on whether they like that person or not.
Yes.
And they have a lot of matches, but I've tried lots of these other approaches, other apps doing this, and I've never actually met offline with any of the people that I match with. And we have a completely different approach. We focus more on the profile of the person, so we have probably less matches of people that want to meet, but on the other hand, I would say probably 95 to 99% of the people that have actually matched on our app have met offline. And I think that's one of the things that we wanted to do from the beginning. So we're very happy that it's actually working. It's a more in-depth, professional relationship that encourages people to take that extra step and say, okay, I want to meet you. And then we make it, if you download the app, you'll see that we make it very, very obvious from the moment that you request a meeting, when and where the meeting is going to take place. So it's literally one tap away to have an offline meeting.
And naturally, this app is very good for Hong Kong because it's such a small place and it's easy for people to also meet up and all that.
Yeah, I think the demographics of the city is great because I just came from Quarry Bay. We're now in Wan Chai area for the people who know Hong Kong here. So it's like, I don't know, 5-6 MTR stops, but it took me literally 20 minutes from the office to the beautiful place that we're now. So I think it helps a lot. It's a very vertical city. Commute times are very short, and it's very reliable. The MTR, the buses, and the public transportation in general works really well in Hong Kong. So
yeah, we see this could be a great app in the urban area.
Okay.
And users are growing, and especially in like middle city. And Hong Kong is just great place to start this area.
So this is actually your base.
yeah,
Yes.
But the two of you are actually not from Hong Kong.
correct.
Yes.
So how did you actually come to Hong Kong, and how did you actually meet up? Like, tell us more about that.
Okay. So my background is a little bit complicated. I'm half Japanese and half Chinese. So I kind of grew up in many different places. First, I began my birth in U.S. Then I moved to Japan for a while, and I was actually in Hong Kong for high school.
I see.
So I kind of know the places around, but not like professionally know the place. More like, I was a student and I know the place to karaoke, for example. Right?
Yes.
But it was good. Like, I know the places around. Now I know more cafes because I meet people.
Yes.
Before, I know more places like party places, which I don't know anywhere to
You know
go
one
now.
part of that.
You can deny it. You can deny it.
But so yeah, and then I moved to I moved back to U.S. Did my studies there, and then the reason why I came back to Hong Kong was because I was kind of interested in financial technology, which was kind of a neat thing. It's like, if you look at the Forbes magazine and you see like lists of most richest people in the world who's making a lot of money. Number 1, it was Bill Gates. Number 2, it was someone else, I can't remember. But number 3, 4, 5 was a broker from Goldman Sachs, right? So I was like, how does this individual make money like that? Like, you gotta be a stock. You gotta know about the financial market. So I was like, okay, the best place is Hong Kong, and that's why I came back.
Okay.
And then I joined another startup doing financial technology where I met
Let's see. Joe Jacob actually says hi.
Oh, hi, Joe. Hi, nice to meet you.
I assume you know her.
Yes,
Joe
Joe.
Jacob. Oh, Joe. Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi,
Thanks
how
for
are
using
you?
the app.
Thanks for using the app. I saw you downloaded it.
Yeah. And so, what about you, Ignacio?
Well, I'm half Spanish
Yes.
and half Spanish.
Yes.
So full Spanish. I've lived as well in a few places. When I was 12, my parents sent me to Ireland. That's why some people say I don't have a very strong Spanish accent, but because I learned quite early. And then I went back to Spain, studied university there, computer science. I'm a geek and all that. I don't wear glasses, but I am a geek. And when I finished my university, I moved to London. I worked there for about 4.5, 5 years. I got in a loop of banking. When a developer gets hooked by banking, they have attractive salaries and very smart people, so it's quite difficult to come out of that loop.
Yeah.
While I was in that loop, HSBC offered me an opportunity to come to Hong Kong. So I came over here. I really liked it. I had a 6-month contract. The contract finished, so I had to move out. Went traveling a little bit. On my search of a job in Hong Kong again, I found a job in Singapore. So I lived in Singapore for 7 months. And this was with the company where Takeshi was working in Hong Kong, but in a different office. And after 7 months, they closed the office in Singapore, relocated me to Hong Kong. And that's how we started working together in the same office. So we worked there for 2.5 years, roughly, together. And then we decided to start our own thing.
Okay. So the two of you from very different background, coming to Hong Kong, and then starting a new business.
Yeah.
What's the feeling like, working together as founders of the company?
No, I don't like it. Just kidding.
Because he's Spanish.
It's great. It's a great feeling that. I did another kind of entrepreneurship before, but being here is such a different experience. The whole ecosystem in Hong Kong is just wonderful. There's a lot of people want to start up as well. Very brilliant, smart people, and I don't know. It just feel like home almost, right?
Yeah. For me, I have to say that one of the most important things is the partner.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked with Takeshi for a long time before we took this step. So I knew Takeshi, I knew the way he worked, I knew him as a person more or less. Although, to be honest, we don't really hang out too much time outside work because he got his family, his things, and I've got my stuff going on. And but I felt really comfortable working with him. I trust him as a professional, and I think that's key. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we're here now. Otherwise, if I didn't know him that well and we didn't feel that comfortable working with each other, it would be impossible. So it was my first time. This is my first time as an entrepreneur. I don't have previous experience building something, but I already feel that this is something that is a must. If you're thinking of building your own business and you're thinking of partnering with someone, make sure that you know that person very well and that you're comfortable with him. Because
at the same time, people always say it's not wise to have a business or just do a startup with friends or even family.
I think
What's your view on that?
Can I say something? Sure. I feel like in startup, I feel like it's kind of love and hate relationship.
Yeah.
But also it could go terribly wrong at some point, and I think a lot of people feel that being a friendship is a great way to do business together. But what if it doesn't go well? Does your friendship continue?
Yeah.
Or so people. If you think startup is fancy and fun and exciting, it's actually not that exciting. Like a process of it is so hard. Like you really have to hustle through, and we'll have arguments during our process, but. Just have to keep in mind that this is not just a party thing. This is actually a business. It is actually survival. It's a lot more tougher than you think. And so being with friends, I don't know. Some people does it very well.
Yeah.
But my view is it might. Do you want to risk that to run your business or else? I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't
have to think
compromise
twice about it.
Yeah. You don't want to compromise because he's friend.
Yeah, I think you have to have that level of confidence that you can take bad feedback of arguments with the other person. But in our case, for example, like I said, we really never. I mean, we probably have had 4 or 5 beers outside work.
Yeah.
Not that many. Although we spend a lot of time together because we work together, right? But
yeah.
I think the level of in the relationship it was perfect to start something like this.
What about doing a startup in Hong Kong? Is there anything unique about this place in Hong Kong versus, I don't know, maybe because Takeshi, you're from California, you might know a little bit about the scene over there.
I think the convenience is one thing that I like in Hong Kong. It's just people are so close to each other.
Yeah.
So whenever there's opportunity, right? I say, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Let's chat about it. So the speed, people here super fast, go from one place to another. In the US, I felt it was a little bit slow. Although there are also hardworking people, but I feel like Hong Kong just it's like beehive, almost. So I feel the speed in here is a lot more faster. You feel like you're rushing through things.
I cannot really compare because I never experienced entrepreneurship in any other country. From what I see, I think Hong Kong has speed, which can be good or bad if you cannot handle it psychologically, because it's quite tough as well. In terms of help from the government and startup ecosystem, I think Hong Kong is still trying to catch up. I think if you compare to other places, not only in the world but even just in Asia, you hear stories from startups in Singapore where the government is really organized and really transparent, and They make sure that information is pushed to the startups so they know what they can do rather than just trying to waiting for them to come to the government websites and try to search. And the helps are more available, and it feels like they have a little bit of an advantage against Hong Kong.
What is one thing that you think the Hong Kong government can do better in terms of helping the startup community in here?
More funding.
Give me more money.
Yeah. One way is a little bit easier process of being a startup. Another thing is a little bit more support financially.
Yes.
Living standard in Hong Kong is quite high.
Very high.
Super high, especially rent.
Yeah.
And that's hard to go by without having some sort of financial support. That's one.
Yeah.
I think I would say education, but not for startups, which is also needed, but education for investors. I think investors in Hong Kong tend to look for startups as if they were stock options. They want to invest in a startup and get the return after 1 year, really big returns, and it's very difficult to raise money because a startup normally, especially early stage startups, which is booming now in Hong Kong, they need more time, they need more patience,
Yes.
and they need more support in terms of mentorship, and this is things that I feel that investors in Hong Kong are not ready for. They don't understand the startup culture so much, and that makes it very difficult to raise money as well. So.
It could also be the mentality of Hong Kong investors or the culture itself, because we're always, I always have to explain this to people, we're always looking to make a quick buck,
Yeah.
to make a quick return. So I'll ask that question, Andrew. Okay, but it's almost like, they don't understand the process from zero to making a profit, which takes longer than, I guess they would understand, but they're not looking for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
I do.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the big companies that have a face in front in the public as venture capitalists or raise funders, they don't really have that entrepreneur background themselves. They have people with money, which is great, and they have the will to help.
Yeah.
But I think it's lacking that experience of knowing what the entrepreneur is going through and the challenges that we face on a daily basis.
How about like the operational cost that you're running this business? Because obviously you're not going to make a revenue in this early at the stage. How do you maintain it right now?
I think we try to lower our overhaul. We're not we're both engineers and designer talent. So we're quite lucky to have ourselves being able to build a product. So in that sense, we don't have to outsource anything to anyone to make a product. Our only expenses is time, sweat, and tears. That's those three things. And then the most expensive thing for us is the rent, which we're quite lucky on that too, because Blueprint, which is located in Quarry Bay, it's each person you have to pay like 2,000 Hong Kong dollar per month.
Yeah.
So our basic expenses are like 4,000 Hong Kong dollar monthly.
Yeah.
We don't have much expenses.
I'll take the opportunity to make a little bit of advertisement because Blueprint is looking for more people. They have spaces, and they have with the 2,000 includes free flow of coffee. So.
But psychologically speaking as well, because you come from a background where you have jobs and you're making a living, and now it's like zero income.
Yes.
What is it for you? I mean, in terms of running the business, or how you feel about that?
It's more. You have to be strict about your goals. I think you have to know when to quit, when to stop, and hit the milestone you have to set the right target. Or else you're gonna drag long and you're gonna lose your time, you're gonna lose your money. So you have limited resources. Then figure out how this is entrepreneurship. Like there's challenges. So try to figure out how you can do with the limited resources, limited time, and then how much that you can push so that you can achieve some sort of results. And that's always important.
And what's your projection with the app right now? Like how many users do you have now? How many do you forecast in like 6 months, a year down the road?
So right now we have over 850 users.
Okay.
Mostly in Hong Kong. We do have some users outside, but because of our location, we are promoting mainly organically.
Yeah.
So we go to events, we talk to people, try to use our social media and our network
Yeah.
to promote the app. So we're starting growing slowly in Hong Kong. We're working on a different product that is going to plug into what we have right now as well, which is probably in one way is slowing us down because we are putting more effort on that new product rather than promoting the users for SmartCasual. But on the long term, we hope that this other product brings a lot more value for users and hence brings more users into the platform. So.
Do you want to talk about the new product?
Yeah,
or you
sure.
want to keep it
You
like
present it?
Sure. SmartCasual app right now. That's the one where you can meet everybody. That's a general networking app.
Yeah.
Right? We think that's the marketplace for opportunities, and that helps professionals get to know other people. So this new platform is web based. It's gonna be a platform for marketplace for passion in a way. It's gonna be a recruitment platform where you can find a job that you can feel passionate about. That's a lot. I could tell more, but maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I just think there's a big pain point in Hong Kong when it comes to recruiting, to finding the right talent.
Yes.
Specifically in startups and more specifically in IT and design, it's very difficult to find good developers. It's very difficult to find good designers. The best talents normally are just taken for the banks. They just take them and with a high salary. And
Unfortunately,
it's difficult to get them to work for startups. So we're gonna try. What we're doing is building a platform that's gonna help people find that kind of engineer, that kind of designer, that kind of marketer that wants to work in smaller companies but more passion because they believe in the idea of the startup. They believe in the long term, and they want to enjoy their daily jobs more than having a big check at the end of the month and just go in a junk boat every weekend. Right?
in terms of marketing expenses that you allocate offline and online, how would you portion it?
Well, we don't spend too much on online. Like we don't try to use our resources or capital to do marketing.
Yeah.
We try to do more organic growth.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of that. We don't have that much, financial that we can allocate it. So it's more about doing these kind of things, like going to interview with somebody else, going to events and do pitches over there. It's all like come by, right? Like,
I think also because we're not marketers ourselves. Spending money on some campaign that we design is probably not going to be very effective, cost effective, because it's not our job. We're not that good at it. So for now, we're focusing on just building a good product. And then if anyone knows about marketing, is willing to help us, we'll be more than happy to work with them. Allocate a little bit of budget of the money that we have, probably, if it makes sense. So please contact us.
Okay. I guess one more question for me, and then we can have the viewers to also throw in some questions if they are interested. But like you said before, if like most of the talents in Hong Kong, usually they're working in the finance sector, so they get a big paycheck and all that. Yeah. And probably this is a little bit similar for your background as well. Jumping into the startup platform, working for yourself. What is the good and bad of it?
I think the good for me is the freedom. Like you have total creative freedom that you have. You can design everything by yourself. That is freedom, and decision that you can make by yourself. The passion that like your idea is what you're gonna drive. So that freedom is just amazing. I mean, you'll be happy every day. That's my compared to working at some place else.
For me, it's quite similar. I wake up now in the morning and I don't get any income, but I'm looking forward to get to the computer and to start working on the product, to start having the brainstorming sessions that we have, to start talking to users. It really makes me happy. Like I would find it difficult to go back to a normal corporate life. I think I will have to find a project that I'm really, really passionate about to be able to work for someone.
Do you think about going back to the workforce sometimes?
Not at the moment.
No,
not really.
No.
For me, it was more like I'm on this journey of also becoming my own boss, like to be an entrepreneur, and I don't think I can ever go back to work as an employee anymore. It's just the freedom you're entitled to is outweighs way more than how much money you're getting at the end of the month. That check, regardless of how much it is.
I think I would rather move to a cheaper country than work for something I don't like just for the money.
Any words of wisdom if anyone wants to start up a company by themselves?
Plan well, and that's one thing. Ask people for advice. Be flexible. Although, try to keep that gut feeling. Don't get lost on your feeling. I think that's the most important. Like, believe in your guts, and then go forward.
Okay.
I say also, before you take the step of quitting your job or whatever, validate your product with as many people as you can. Like, there's lots of tools nowadays that help you doing this. I think LaunchKit is a website where you can very quickly build a website with explaining the concept that you want to do and share it with people on Twitter or Product Hunt or any medium that you can think of. Get feedback, see if people like it, see what they like. Spend as much time sitting down face to face to your potential clients or users to get the pain points that they have before you just step out into the wild and start consuming your savings, basically.
That's great. Okay, so I think time is pretty much up, and really I've learned a lot from you guys. We actually had conversations before this interview, and Takeshi and Matthew was like the really brilliant people. I hope to connect with them more. And so I hope you guys enjoyed the interview. Just to show you what's happening behind the camera.
Oh, nice.
The stats are a little bit off for some reason, because like in Twitter,
there's a lot of hearts. Thanks a lot
like
for the
30
hearts.
to something. There's a consistent number of viewers here.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Periscope is kind of messed up these days.
Hi, Kevin James.
Hey, Kevin. So Kevin is a long-term Perry friend of ours, but okay. But usually I would do this. If you guys can take a snapshot of this and tweet it back to us, so that.
Yes,
I don't have to take a screenshot.
That'd be great.
And so thank you for checking this episode of Whole Interview. What would you recommend a technical co-founder?
I can recommend you someone. Talk to me, Joe, because I can recommend you a couple of people. I'm not sure how much availability they have right now, but definitely worth having a talk to.
Is that Nico? He's a photographer from San Diego.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, San Diego. Awesome.
Nice.
Okay. Need to see you this week. All right.
Cool.
Glad we guys connected. Thanks.
Thanks
for coming to this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the interview.
Yeah. Thank you.
Really,
Thank
really
you.
good.
No, I enjoyed it. I loved it. And I'll see you guys later in a bit. I'm meeting someone that's actually quite special, and I'm trying to arrange an interview with her, but I'll let you know more about it. I'll invoice you my service. Bye, Nico.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.